Hey everyone! So today's video is going to be a collab. It's going to be a fun collab, so why don't you stick around and I'll show you what we're going to be doing. Today's collab is with MaryJs Plants and Peanuts Plants. Yay! I've been so excited to work with these ladies for so long. Besides plants, we have another thing in common. We all love to thrift. So in this episode, or this video, what we did is we're collabing, and we're going to put videos out on the same day. We are going to collab with each other to show you what we find while we are thrifting. However, the cool part about that is what we find, we are not looking for planty things. We are looking for things that we could use to turn into something planty. I know, confusion. But I think you're going to like it. Stick around and let me show you what I found while I was thrifting at my local Goodwill. So I went to quite a few different Goodwills, but I love to go thrift shopping every week. I just like to make my rounds. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them around me. I like to make my rounds to see what's out there. This girl right here is on a budget. I'm facing a layoff. So if I can find some cool stuff and not pay full price for it, that's awesome. On top of being able to get my creative juices flowing, that's even better. So one of my other hobbies that I've got is I love to refinish things. So with that said, I will show you a couple pictures right here. With that said, I have thrifted old pieces of furniture before, and I have stripped them, stained them, and brought them back to, a good or a better condition than what they were when I found them. And I love doing that type of stuff. So I thought, with this collab, why don't I do that too? So as I was walking down the aisles of Goodwill, the first Goodwill I found, I came across this. This is just a plain old cutting board, heavy cutting board. And I paid $5.99 for this. I know, $5.99 just for a chunk of wood. I love cutting boards. I don't own a wood cutting board, which is what I was going to do with this. But what I have planned, I'm even more excited for. So this is one of them. I'm going to make a set of 2. That's one. And then the other one looks like this. And this was $4.99. This was $4.99. So what I'm going to do with these is I am going to sand them down. I am going to give them a really good cleaning. I'm going to sand them down. I am going to stain them. I'm going to put some polyurethane on them. I'm going to add some legs to them. And I'm going to make a plant stand or 2. So let's see what I can do out of these. So I'm going to use my sander right here, and I'm going to sand this nice and smooth, take all the crud off of it, and then I'm going to cover it. After I wipe it all off, I'm going to take my English chestnut wood stain that I had sitting around from other furniture restoration projects, and I'm going to take an old rag, and I'm going to dip the end of the rag into the stain, and I'm going to give this project some new color, some new zest in life. And you apply the stain pretty substantially, and then you just take the other part of the rag that you're using And I just take that and I wipe the excess stain off, as you can see. And then I just continue to do this until I get the color that I am looking for. Sometimes it'll take just one coat, and then sometimes it'll take a couple coats. So you just have to be patient with it. But I really like the difference in the color of the wood. Then make sure you get all around all the edges, and then wipe it off one last time to make sure you get all the drips and everything. And then you sit and let it dry for a little bit. That's what it looked like before, and that's what it looks like now. I think there's a pretty good difference. And as long as I'm doing the top, I thought about leaving the legs the pine color, but then I thought it was too unfinished. So I took the legs right here, and I used the same stain in the same rag, and I gave it a good dose of the English chestnut. And I wiped it on, and then I'm gonna wipe off the extra. It's really super easy to do, and it's very satisfying. I love doing this. Make sure you get all the parts. Yep, and you know, I thought this would be just a fun, inexpensive project. There we go. So once you get all 4 of the legs done, you're gonna let everything dry for a little bit. There's a before shot and an after shot. I kind of like the color on them because I don't think the raw wood quite would have matched the lighter part of the wood. So we're gonna do all 4 of the legs. Okay, after you get all 4 of the legs finished, like I have right here, then I went to look back at the top or the cutting board portion to see if there's any touch-ups that I needed to make. And I wanted to get it just a little bit darker. So I decided to give it another little coat. As you can see, it's really bringing out the wood. Always go with the grain of the wood. And in this case, it's side to side. Get the stain color on there that you want, and then wipe it all off. I really like the way that color took. I'm happy with it. It's amazing. Look what it was before and what it is after. And as you see, it didn't take me that long in order to stain that either. So next step is going to be the polyurethane, and I just use a foam brush from the Dollar Tree. You can get a pack of them for $1. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna open the polyurethane. I think this is like a satin finish or a semi-satin finish. So it is gonna protect the wood. So in case you happen to have any issues with plants sitting on there with water, it might not leave the ring and damage it as fast as it would if you didn't have it finished. But either way, you always want to make sure that you have a saucer or a plastic bowl or something underneath your plants if you're going to put it on here, just to protect it. Here is the other one, the other butcher block piece that I got. I am going to stain this with the same color stain as I just stained the other cutting board. I did sand this as well, and make sure, like I said before, that you go according to the grain. So side to side, you can see those little planks in there. You want to make sure that you go with it as much as possible. Now, because this cutting board was as light color as it was, I'm going to put a couple coats of stain on here as well. I do not have legs for this particular cutting board. They ran out of them at the store, so unfortunately I could only get one set. But I think it would look cool just to have on like a ledge or sit on the floor and protect your pot or your floor from damage too. So I'm planning on just using this one for right now without legs, but I will be picking up some legs for this one. So I'm just giving it the once over and wiping off all the excess stain. And then I'm going to let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to put a coat of polyurethane on it. Whenever you stain, make sure you get all of the edges, the corners, and let it dry before you put the polyurethane on, which is what I'm doing right now. I let it dry for probably half hour on each of them before I did this step. But I like it because it did give it quite the sheen. See that shine? I ended up putting a couple coats of polyurethane on them. And it took a little bit for it to dry, especially since it's out in my garage and it's winter. But I love the way it turned out. All right, everyone. So now you saw the process that I took. Are you ready to see the final product? Here we go. All right, here's the final product. Took a cutting board that was $5.99, hard to believe. I stained it. I put a coat of polyurethane on it, put some legs on it. And now I have a plant table. Take a look at these pictures. I thought it turned out pretty cute. It kind of has like a mid-century modern feel to it. What do you guys think? Do you like that idea? The other one that I'm still in the process of doing, but I couldn't find any more of the legs, but I did stain it. So it's no longer just the unfinished. And it was a cutting board. But I think I might either get some more legs like this has, or I might get even just some rubber feet and then just use it and then just put a plant right on it, kind of to protect the furniture, or protect the floor. I thought that would work too. So this is what I did. Took 2 cutting boards from the Goodwill. One was, we'll round it, one was $5 and one was $6. And then the legs were $2 each. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. $19 for 2 different unique ways to style plants. What do you guys think? I love the idea of it. I love the way it turned out. And thank you very, very much to Sarah, MaryJs Plants, and Mary J from MaryJs Plants for working on this collaboration with me today. It was so much fun. I love you ladies. So if you don't follow them, you're missing out. Go follow Sarah at MaryJs Plants and Mary J at MaryJs Plants. I will put their channels in the description down below. And they actually did a thrift flip video as well for items under $20. So go check their channel out. Go check their videos out. Show them some love. Subscribe to their channels. Subscribe to my channels. And just share some planty love, planty kindness, because you never know what the other person's going through especially now. So just be nice. Just share some kindness, even if it's just a couple kind words and a subscribe. All right, you guys, thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.